All right, this is the end of our ski week, and we've got some leftovers that we have to finish or throw away or leave. So we've got leftover mushrooms from salads and things we've had this week. We've got a little bit of leftover spinach. We have some eggs. We found some pizza sauce in the cabinet from a previous guest. We've got some leftover olives that we purchased, some Greek yogurt, olive oil, and then give various spices, and found some delicious marsala cooking wine. So I'm going to go ahead and get the mushrooms cooking. You hear them sizzling in the hot olive oil. Found some garlic salt in the cabinet. I don't typically buy garlic salt, but I'm going to use it since it's here. A little garlic salt to sweat. There was some black pepper meal. Get the onions sweating. Not the onions, get the mushrooms sweating. There's also a little Italian seasoning in there, so I'll throw that. This is going to be an interesting poached egg or shakshuka, maybe a frittata. We'll see how it comes. We'll see how it does. Okay, so I've sweated the mushrooms, and it's been about 7 minutes. Usually it takes about 5 minutes to sweat about 8 ounces of mushrooms. I wanted these caramelized so I could deglaze the pan with the marsala wine that was in the cabinet. So the mushrooms are sweated and caramelized, and now I'm going to put about a quarter cup of marsala and deglaze the pan. And I'll reduce that by half, and then I think I'm going to add some Greek yogurt and make it a cream. Then I'll add the tomato sauce, and then I'll sweat the spinach after that. Alright, now I've just added the yogurt and getting that mixed in with the marsala reduction. This is almost a stroganoff. Alright, now that that is incorporated and starting to reduce, I'm going to go ahead and add the pizza sauce. Get that started cooking. And because Robin made a great dish the other night with this pizza sauce and some greens we had, I'm going to use this found can of tomato soup as an additional tomato sauce. So we'll have something to wilt the spinach and poach the eggs. Okay, so I just tasted it, and it's very tomato soupy tasting. I was afraid of that, so I added the remainder of the Greek yogurt, and I'm adding the rest of coconut cream. We usually get a couple of cans of coconut cream wherever we travel. That is our coffee creamer. We prefer the coconut cream over any other creamers. We'll, try something else, but coconut cream is typically always on hand, so we're going to add that with the Greek yogurt and the pizza sauce and the tomato soup. Get that mixed, and if it's still too much like tomato soup, we've got a little bit of salsa left over from chips and salsa we had, so there's a couple of options. Coming? Mm-hmm. All right, still very tomato soupy, so I'm going to have to add some picante sauce or salsa. And then there's a lot of liquid in here, so I will have to reduce this probably by half. So we'll come back.
What you doing now?
Still tastes a lot like tomato soup after I put in the salsa, so I've added more garlic salt and black pepper and some Italian seasoning. So I'm trying to take it from a tomato heavy tomato soup or salsa taste to more of a Italian marinara. Still reducing it. Once it's reduced maybe by a quarter, I'll add the spinach, get that wilted, then we'll poach the eggs. Okay, so if you don't know what reduction is, we have a lot of liquid in the pan. And so to reduce means boil off the excess liquid. That thickens the material and also intensifies the flavors. You see all the simmering and the bubbling? I know I'm making a mess, but that's the way cooking is. All the liquid is coming off as this water vapor, this steam. And once the level comes down, I'm just kind of eyeballing where we are. That's how you know to reduce it. Or that's how you know where your level of reduction is. So just have to kind of eyeball things and kind of have a sense of what was full and what might be down by a quarter or down by a half. Reduced probably by a quarter, so I'm going to add the spinach and get that started, and then I'll be close to ready for the eggs. Okay, now the base has gotten considerably thicker. The spinach has been cooked down. That was probably 2 cups of spinach, and you see how much it's cooked down. So you can use a lot more or a lot less, however much how many greens you want in your dish. That's all we had left, so we're making a potluck from our leftovers, and I'll be adding the eggs shortly. So when we got here Sunday, we went shopping. The fridge was full. We should have showed you how full the fridge was with everything. Eggs and greens and mushrooms, asparagus. I got a dish that we did for lunch on first day of skiing. It was amazing. This is all we have left. Just a little bit of cranberry blend. Okay, so we've reduced and been simmering our base. And where we are right now is where I want to be. You can see I'm pulling along. You can see the bottom. And you can feel it starting to just barely stick on the bottom. See how I'm pulling it, and you can see the bottom of the pan? That is about as thick as I want it to get before it's really going to start burning the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the eggs, and we'll poach these eggs. So the whites will be set, and hopefully the yolk will be a little yet runny. And so we're just going to have a brunch with some poached eggs and some leftover tomato sauce. There, now the eggs are there. We've got 4 left over for whoever comes in tonight. And I'll cover that and let those poach until the whites are set. Okay, so the eggs are poached. You can't really tell because a lot of the liquid has covered the eggs. Egg whites are done. The yolks are still very soft, so they're perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and take them off and get them plated. It's not very pretty, but it does have a nice plate garnished with leftover blueberries and raspberries, and that is our brunch on our departure day from our ski trip. And we're gonna try a bite.
Runny yolk.
Wow. It doesn't taste like tomato soup. It's kind of like a shakshuka. It's not very spicy because it didn't have the peppers. And the yogurt and the coconut cream almost became a cheese. So this is a very cheesy tasting, cheese consistency dish.
It's very good.
Wow, way better than I expected. Pardon the big bite, but...
Good job, Chef Brian.
Wow, the egg is perfect.